Greetings, everyone. Welcome in this new live dedicated to the motherhood, to Mongolia, to its culture. I'm super glad to see you here today, to see you here again. I hope you are doing well. I hope that everything is fine wherever you are, that you are healthy, that your family is all right, and I really hope that everything is great and that you are practicing the motherhood, that now with all the previous live and the different practice that you start to get comfortable with the Mongolian style of playing. So I see, hello, Lord of the Strings. How are you? Thanks for joining today. So today, as you can see in the title of the live, we will see a new Biyelgee, which is Bayad Morgol. So I will play the melody right now on the merhor. We will see, as usual, the structure, some variation, some decoration. I will also play it for you on the IKEL, so you can see also how it is in the real version on the IKEL. So Bayat Morgol. So that's Bayat Morgol, which we will see today. So first of all, as usual, we will see a little bit of, hey Magne, thanks for joining. Glad to see you here. So hello Karim Ersin, thanks for joining. Very glad that you are here with us today. So as usual, first of all, we will talk a little bit about what is Morgol and where I learned this version. So first of all, I learned this version from Zoljarl Balran, which is the son of Balran, which is a great beach, is Hoton, is from Ofs, Emak, so in the west of Mongolia. And Zoljarl taught me few Biyelgee, and Bayat Morgol is one of them. So hello Bjorn, thanks for joining us today. Very glad to see you here. So the Bayat Morgol is kind of like a prayer. Bayat is the ethnic group, as we saw previously the Bayat Ilkindik. So the prayer of the ethnic group Bayat, if I kind of translate Bayat Morgol. So today we will see the version that I learned with Zoljarl, and I will also show you a different version which is played by Jotanging Homba, which is a very amazing ikelch, also from Ofs Emak, Malchinsum, I think. So she plays the song a little bit differently with different kind of accent and different ornament. So we will see the two versions. So how this bee is going? First, about the structure. And actually, I see that I did a little mistake on the paper, but I will correct it when I will put on the blog tomorrow. So the structure is very simple compared to the Elkendik that we saw the last time. Basically, you have three sentence, sorry, one A, then B, then C. Basically, we have A, B, B, and those four are repeated two times. So basically A, B, B, then again A, B, B, and C, which is the bridge. And then we go again A, B, B, A, B, B, C. Okay? So for the notation, you might see that here there is simple dot, and here it's more like circle. So I thought that actually one dot is one bow in the kind of, how to say, in the tempo, in the rhythm that we have for the B. And for a circle, it's kind of slower, maybe two times slower, or it's a little bit extended, or basically it's not exactly in the rhythm. So that's why on the C, on the bridge, we have circle instead of dot. So it just to explain a little bit why it's a little bit different. Magne, I've almost tuned my motor while you were playing. We'll be playing alone. So that's awesome. That's great. I'm very glad. Yep. So basically, how does this B works? Normally, we should play 5 times. Why 5 times? So basically, A, B, B, A, B, B, C, which is 1. And this, we should repeat it 5 times. Because when we are praying, so I will just show you very roughly the idea of the movement of this bee. We are starting from behind and basically moving like that. So yeah, not too much space. So basically the idea is kind of like and then when we move to the top with the two hand will move like that. So basically it's representing the prayer. So da di da 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 di da da dam da di da 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 di da da dam da di da 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 di da da dam da di da 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 di da da dang da 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 di da. And then we move 90 degrees. So it's gonna be one time front, basically to the south, then to the west, then to the north, then to the east, and we finish again with the south. So 5 times. So basically we give the prayer in the 4 direction, and the first direction that we praying to, we are doing at the beginning and at the end. So it gives us 5 times. So it's very similar as if we would give like the satzlach, the libation of milk, which we give up, which we give one time here, then one time, one time, 5. So that would be a saslach with 5 hole. If we use a saslach, so the spoon that has 9 hole, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Basically, 8 direction, and the first one and the last one is the same. So 9 dot. So you have also a little bit of explanation of why there is those dot on the spoon on the tsatzlak. Okay, so hello Uno, how are you? Thanks for joining. We are just starting, so it's all right. Magne, oh, that is super interesting. So it is kind of a prayer. Yeah, definitely, that is a prayer. Definitely. Basically, of course, it's not praying Jesus, obviously. It's more related, of course, to nature, kind of showing the gratitude to nature. So it's something more in this philosophy, in this mood. Okay, so just before starting to get into the melody, and just before getting into the melody, I will wait. I was reading and then I forget. Okay, I will answer the question first. Lord of the Strings is asking, I have a question. What is the instrument on the right of the yatak? So I guess you talk about this instrument. This is kind of a dombr, which is a Kazakh instrument, but it's more like a souvenir, a gift thing. It's not exactly a real instrument. Those two instruments that you are seeing, so this one, which is the dombr, and this one, which is the yatak, are not really real musical instrument. They are here more for decoration, to be honest, because they are very, very simple instrument. They are not really sounding that great. So it's more for the decoration, but that's still a yatak and a tombre. Okay. So let's get back to the melody, and now I remember what I wanted to say. I had to answer the question first. So as you can see, in terms of structure of the melody, it's very, very simple. It's not as complicated in terms of sentence, in terms of phrase and all that compared to the ilkendik. But even though the structure is quite easy, it's quite simple, this B will really make you work your bowing like a lot, because the bowing of this B, of this Bayad Morgol, is crazy important. When on ilkendik, that's a very, how to say, mechanical, if I could say, kind of like a robot, like a metronome bow going there. On Morgol, there is still this kind of temp metronome thing, but on the bridge, the bow is totally different. The mood is very, very different. And to give this attraction, to give this inspiration of movement, the bow will need to work a lot. Basically, this song is 90, okay, maybe not 90, but let's say 80% on the bow, on your right hand if you are right-handed. And on the left hand, it's very, very, very simple. So basically, with Bayat El Kendek, the work was a little bit more on the left hand, and now on the Bayat Morgol, the work will be much more on the bow hand, okay? So I guess we can get started with the marhur and everything. So if before I get concretely into showing the melody and everything, if anyone got question, now is the time. Just drink a little bit. Okay. So, why is it so? Or am I more advanced than usual? Sorry, can't really see all the mirror and the bow. Still a little bit too close. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, should be better now. Oh no, no head. I just recorded some stuff, so my tripod is a little bit different than usual. Okay. Okay, I think that should work. So I will just play it for you one more time, so you can get a little bit of the idea of the mood and everything. And then we will decompose each little sentence. I will give you some tricks and everything so you can get to learn it and play it correctly. And then we will have the discussion and everything as usual. So let's demonstrate Bayad Morgol. So I just played the melody 2 times now. Normally that should be at least 3 or 5, but it depends. It depends on the beach, of course. If the dancer goes a little bit or not, because that's quite heavy for the legs to be this melody. So let's get into the first sentence, the A sentence. So that's quite easy. It's two bows. And we start with the first position here on the higher string. Oh, sorry, we need to tune. So first, tuning, lower string. I got confused because Magne said he was already tuned. So lower string, outside string. Okay, now upper string, inside string. Okay. And now that should give you, for the two strings together, something like that. Okay, so now we should be tuned. Let's check if there is anything going on. No, okay. So, first sentence, a sentence which we will play 2 times. Okay. So as said, we will use mostly the index finger and the pinky for this sentence. So on the higher string, we use the first position like that. Like that. And then we will use this, I would say, this kind of like pinky effect, which is I don't know what we call that actually, but you understand what it is, right? So we will use that flicking. Okay, so we will flick the string with the pinky. Thanks, a lot of the strings. Oh, a lot of the strings. Of course, you know all the name of all the effect. That's perfect. I will ask you for the next effect how we call that. So okay, a flicking, a flicking. So we will flick. I love the word flicking. So we will flick the upper string with the pinky while holding the note with the index. So 1, 2. Very simple. So 3 flicking, 2 on the first bow, and when the bow is switching direction, again kind of simultaneously at the same time, the bow and the flick comes together. Eventually the flicking can come slightly after the switch of the bow to give a little different of dynamic, but usually that kind of should be at the same time together. So let's play this A sentence few times to get into it. So maybe a little bit without too much accent and mood first, and then we will see how to add some dynamic and mood with the bow on this first sentence. So A sentence, 1 and 2. Maybe a little bit more slowly. That was maybe a little bit fast. One more time. Okay, I see there were a little question. Is the flicking different from the tsohilt? Yeah, it's different. So basically, If you imagine that this is the string, the flicking is doing this basically, when the tsohilt is doing this. So that's very different. The sound is different. So the flicking will be used to make the jara, the horse gallop, the horse effect. When the tsohilt is more used for the dynamic and especially for the urtindo. So tsohilt, it's kind of a hit directly on the string like this, when the flicking is more like this movement. So if I maybe show you a little bit closer with the hand. So okay, I will do it on this string, okay, just for to so you can see it accurately, okay. So this is tsohilt. Pop, 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 pop. Now the flicking. Foot, foot, foot. Tsohilt. Flicking. So kind of different, okay? I think that's enough. It's you got the difference between the two, right? So I will put that back. Okay. So we have the A sentence. So now you should have the right structure, the right melody for the A sentence, right? Now we need to put some mood into it. So you remember the movement is kind of like that. It's very balancing, you know. I'm not a professional, so I just give you the main idea, okay? So it's really like there is this balancing going on. So with this movement, okay? So we need as a Mörderwurst to give this energy to the dancer. As we talked for the Urtindo, the Mörderwurst is supporting the singer. The same goes for the Biyelgee. The Mörderwurst is supporting the dancer. So if we play it in a very boring way, no one will stand up and dance on that, right? So we need to put a little bit of dynamic on that. So maybe I will put the camera a little bit down so you can see the bow a little bit. So my head might be cut for the purpose of showing the bow a little bit more. That made me remember you. Maybe I will play John Harinjafl. Okay, no. Actually, I don't know. I think I switch my room position. Okay, I will show more of the bow so you can see better what's going on. So basically, the thing that is going on, it's like the bow is not moving like continuously like that. There is a kind of wave going on. So basically, it started very slowly, and then it moved a little bit more quickly, and then slowly and quickly, slowly, quickly. So something like that. So it's very important to it's very important to have this kind of wavy mood on the bow. So usually what the beginner are doing is to start fast and then gradually slow down because they have no more bow to play the note. So it's actually the opposite. When we start on the bow, we go super slow and gradually we will speed up the bow to catch with the rhythm and not going fast directly and then being kind of like shocked because we only have this space to finish the rhythm, right? So it's very important to start slow and gradually moving fast to catch up with the rhythm. So if you apply this technique of starting the attack of the bow, kind of, if I can say the attack, starting the attack kind of a little bit slowly and then gradually speeding the bow a little bit while also adjusting the pressure, because if you don't push more or adjust the pressure, then you might have this sound. Kind of like a whistle, not something full like this. So you need to push a little bit, feel the bow with the string, so you always keep this kind of like friction between the bow and the string, even though you are moving slowly or moving a little bit more fast, right? So usually when we move a little bit slowly, we can release the pressure a little bit. And when we speed up, then we add more pressure, basically. So either like that or like this, depending on how you are holding the bow, okay? So we have the A sentence. We can do it a little bit again with the mood. So we will use, of course, the left hand and put a little bit of mood with the bow. Then we will move to the B sentence. So let's do a bunch of A sentence now. Okay. 1 and 2. Few more. I will just put the camera a little bit further so you can catch all the things that are going on. That should help you better. Okay, so again, this A with the flickering, with the flicking and the mood on the bow. A sentence again. that's for the A sentence. So you should get it now. I think we saw this A sentence quite a lot, so we can move to the B sentence now. So you remember it was A B B, then again A B B, right? So for the B sentence now, it's very similar. So basically, before we had two flicking, now we have one flicking and then we push the note. So if I play this B sentence few times a little bit slowly. One more time. Okay. So now we can try to play this B sentence with a little bit more dynamic on the bow. And then we will play A, B, B, A, B, B, A, B, B a few times. So now the B sentence, as you already got the A, we can move a little bit faster on the B, I think. So the B sentence with the bow kind of like dynamic. Okay, so as you can see, the flicking comes on A when we switch the bow, and also on B when we switch the bow, even though we use the knot. So if I play a little bit in slow motion just for the switch part, that would show you maybe a little bit more clearer how it is going. So So now I think that we get the A and the B, the two sentences. So we can play A B B A B B with the mood, with everything, with the real tempo before getting to the final part, the C part. So we will play now A B B few times. So now you should be all fine, you should be all good with this A and B sentence. A little tips, a little advice when you start the melody. When you start the first A, you can start with a glissando. You can start it with a slide like that. So we do the D, and then so the beginning would also give a little bit of this movement to give also the dancer a little bit of a push, kind of like a push. So okay, now we're starting, something like that. So that can be also interesting to start with a little slide like this. Again. Sorry. Again, one more time. And so on. So I saw someone asking something. So, Magne, how I could not catch that switch part with flicking. Thanks. Now it sounds a lot closer to the original melody. Oh, nice. Yeah. So that's good. That's great. That's awesome. So now we will get to this bridge, which can be a little bit mind twisting because the tempo changed, the mood is changing, it's kind of changing of dimension from the melody point of view. So again, I will just play the final 2B and then the bridge C, or the sentence C, just to remind you of it. So as you can see, the tempo is out of place on this sentence. You really gonna need to feel this kind of prayer thing, like dun, da, dun, da, dun, da, dee, da, and then we turn 90 degree. Ta, ta, da, ta, dee, dee, da, 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 dee, da, da. Okay, so it's not really about having a super crazy accent or rushing the thing or being super abrupt or anything. It's very, very soft. And here on this part, basically, again, the same idea as we have this flick going together with the switch of the bow. On this bridge, the switch of the finger will also interact with the accent that we will give on the bow. So for this bridge, we will only use two bows. So only two bows, okay? So just now I just showed the bow. Now in connection with the finger. And you can add those little hammering, I would say, but very gentle. It's not like super crazy like a tsohilt or whatever. Just like, again, a little push as this moment as this final bow will be when the dancer will turn 90 degrees. So it's kind of while this while the dancer is moving 90 degrees, again a little push, kind of like, hey, okay, and let's start the next orientation. Let's pray to the next next orientation. Okay, so I will play for you now the C part in super crazy extra slow motion. Okay. I need to go from B. I think I made an extra, but just to give you the idea again. Oh. So I would really advise you to move with all your body when you do that. If you're just very static like that, it's not really gonna sound that well, in my opinion. If you move a little bit, if you feel this wave, if you get into it, and you move with your shoulder, your body, and your head, and all like that, like you're getting in a trance, or you know, when you're in a club and you start dancing and you just forget yourself inside the melody, right? That's kind of the idea here. So the more you involve your body, the more this effect, this sound will be more deep, kind of. So I see some beginner, usually they kind of do something like that. You know, something super harsh. This is very, very mellow, right? That's kind of like a marshmallow, like very boom, da dee, da doo, da da dee, da da. Okay, and actually you can put a little bit of slow motion in the last B sentence that you will play. So like that. You see, the transition between the B and the C can also have a little bit of slow motion at the end of the B, kind of to introduce the bridge on the C. Okay, so again, this B C kind of like transition connection. So. Okay, so maybe we can play these 2B, C, and the first A few times, so you can get into the idea of this a little bit strange bridge. So B, B, C, and the A. Then we cut and we start again like that. Okay, so let's go. Okay, one more time. Okay, maybe last time. Okay, so as you can see, the last bow of this C bridge is also with this effect as we saw previously, starting slowly and then pushing more, going gradually a little bit more faster again to move and to push the dancer, the energy of the dancer to start the new set of movement. So that's very important to have this like so that's kind of going like you see, so that's this kind of like mood is quite important on the bow. So let's see if you have any questions. So far we saw everything. So okay, I could not get. Do you push on the bow hair? So Magne, do you push on the bow hair for this accent during the bridge part? Then the melody in the bridge sounds kind of similar to church bells. That's super interesting, Bjorn, to say that. Yeah, actually, that's this maybe this movement of bells. It's a prayer, so that's very interesting point. For the bow Magne of the sea bridge, well, I will put the camera directly on the box and the bow so you can really see exactly what is going on. Okay, so again, I will start with the B, then the bridge, then the A, maybe 2-3 times so you can really catch what's going on with the bow. And as you can see, the hair are not tight at all. It's very loose. You see, it's super loose. Okay, so let's get into this bridge. So I hope that this kind of like bow close-up is helping you. Magne, tell me if it gives you more insight of how it works and everything. So basically, for the accents on the bow, basically it's not just the hair, it's kind of a little bit everything. It comes, there is a bit of shoulder, a bit of shoulder, a bit of finger, a bit of wrist, a bit of arm, that balance and everything. So it's not just a pressure on the hair. It's kind of everything is involved. That's why I kind of suggest you, if you can, to involve a big part of your body, kind of like feeling this like this movement, you know. It's kind of like a hip hop wave, you see, but that's very important to have a little bit of all the body, maybe in the beginning, so you can really get the idea of the movement of what's going on. And when you really feel and you can hear that the sound is accurate, then you don't need to get crazy with the movement, because it's gonna be kind of like memorized inside your arms and finger and everything. Okay. Ganzorig Bayarsaikhan Sambano, thanks for joining. Is asking, hi Steve, what's your plan for this summer? Okay, well, for this summer, I'm not sure exactly what I will do, but I would like to go in the countryside, especially in Ofs, for the research to find more things about the bee, the Biyelgee, the IKEL. So definitely that's something that I would like to do, but I'm not exactly sure what's gonna happen with my visa. I'm not sure exactly what will happen with my visa and if I will be able to leave Ulaanbaatar and all that. So for now, I'm not exactly sure. But basically, I would like to go in the countryside for a few weeks or all summer eventually to meet with the person that can help me with the research, maybe film some things to share later on the YouTube, like some documentary kind of things and stuff like that. So definitely going in the West would be super awesome this summer. So I will see if there is opportunities and if I'm still in Mongolia, because my visa thing with the COVID and everything, that's a little bit, I don't really know how things will go. So I cross my finger and I hope to be in the West during the summer. Then Magne, I practice it. Yeah, thanks a lot. I'll practice it to put all of it together. Okay. Previously, I was doing this part only with bow pressure and it sounded too harsh. Lacked this flow feeling. Yeah. Basically, the thing is that it was also a little bit precipitated, a little bit too fast, and a little bit like in a hurry, I would say. So maybe that's why. So what I would like to do now, maybe we can play this Bayad Morgol 3 times. So AABB, AABB, the bridge, and do that 3 times. So maybe not the five times, just three might be enough. So let's get to it. Okay, maybe a little bit lower. So, okay, I think that works. So let's check that we are still in tune. I will just give you that a little bit. Okay, so let's get to it. Bayad Morgol, and we play the melody 3 times. Good luck. So that was Bayad Morgol. I hope that it was enjoyable, that you like this new kind of sharing of melody, that it helps you getting more deeper, that it helps you get deeper into the motherhood and its music. So maybe I can also now play it for you on the IKEL, and we will talk about the version that is played by Homba. Ouais. Thanks, Bjorn. I'm glad that you like it. That's a little bit low. Okay, so I will just play it for you now on the IKEL. So as you know now that the strings on the IKEL are different, so the playing is also a little bit different and the bow is also a little bit different. So let's get to see how it sounds on the IKEL. So Bayat Morgol. So that was Bayat Murgul on IKEL. I think my IKEL is a little bit too low for this one. Yeah. Okay, so now we can actually talk about the version that is played by Homba, which is also a very great player of IKEL. She lives in the countryside, in the west countryside. She's been playing for, I don't know, maybe 30, 40, 50, 60 years. I'm not sure exactly, but she's super, super awesome. And actually, she plays a little bit differently and a little bit faster and a little bit more strongly, actually. So instead of playing A, B, B, she actually play A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. And the bridge is very different. So let's see how it can be. And also, instead of doing a flicking, as on the IKEL, it's a little bit more comfortable to do a tsohilt on the outer string. So she actually used tsohilt instead of a flicking. So let's see how it goes. that's a very different way to play it. I think that when we are playing with a dancer, it's best to have this a little bit more mellow, the first version that we saw. As I learned it with a dancer, I think that it's a little bit more interesting and it goes a little bit more in this idea of prayer. It's a little bit more peaceful and all that. So I think that the first version is more interesting. The second version might be a little bit too hurried, maybe a little bit too harsh for something that is a prayer. But it can maybe be played like that if there is no dancer. When I saw a recording of her playing the melody like that, but it was just her, there were no dancer around. So maybe that can be a way to play the melody without the dancer on the side. So still, I think, in my opinion, in what I feel, especially when I dance this Morgol, I feel this first version, the more mellow one, is a little bit more, a bit more, how to say, suitable, a little bit more suitable for this Bayad Morgol. So maybe let's play this Bayad Morgol last time on the IKEL. So that's for the Bayat Morgol. So let's see if there is some few last questions. And there were actually one question on the hey Andreas, how are you? Thanks for joining. Super cool to see you here. So let's see if there is few questions, few things that you want to ask about this Bayat Morgol or not. And I will have some water. If not, question for later from Andreas. What was your worst experience with a customer? I don't know if I should say that. Well, well, actually, I'm pretty lucky because I think that I've been shipping around maybe 50, 60 or 70 thing, Marur, Tavshur, one yatak, that was crazy. some boots, some material from Mongolia, things for decoration and stuff like that. Um, and as some of you might know, in the beginning when I was doing that, I was doing that for free. I was not taking any commission. I was selling the price that is the real price that is in Mongolia. But I was suggesting to the person that were ordering with me to make a donation, either make a single donation, make a subscription, or when they are paying for their package, whatever it is, a Merhur or Tavshur or whatever, they can add a bonus. And I was suggesting €50. And usually most of the customer, they were super kind. Some gave 50, some gave a little bit more, some gave 50 and made a subscription on the website. But there was one guy who actually didn't give anything. He didn't give anything, and actually I made a lot of back and forth between my home, the shop, preparing everything. And that was that kind of, after that time I decided that I will not suggest a donation anymore, but I will set a price, a commission for my service, because I think and people who order from me, they can testimony for that, they can vouch for that. I really try to be super kind. I really do my best to ship everything super clean, super perfect, to give a lot of picture and videos while I'm shipping, while I'm preparing everything, so the person can be kind of with me when I am getting the instrument or getting things in the market or checking the deal, taking picture with the deal maker and all that, to show to the person who's buying actually something. Because um, for me, when I buy something now, I don't buy anything on internet anymore because I don't really have a shipping box and everything. But before, I felt that it was very cold to just go on a website and click on something, and then 1 week later it comes at home. But who prepared that, where it's coming from and all that, it's super insensitive kind of. So I like to give this information to my customers, so they can be kind of with me when I'm packing the motherhood, putting the mark and putting in the box and preparing, and everything get gradually into place. Then I go to the post office, take some picture in the post office and all that. Now it's ready, it's gonna be to your home soon. So basically only this time, well, 1 or 2 times, uh, the person were a little bit disrespectful, and maybe did not understand that I do everything on my own. I don't have help, and sometimes there is a lot of person writing to me, asking things, ordering things, and so on. So most of the time people are super kind, super awesome, understandable, passionate and all that. Just maybe, yeah, 2 or 3 times the person were not super passionate, were super arrogant and extremely rude kind of. But out of, yeah, I think maybe 60 or 70 order, it's only 2 or 3 times. But the funny thing is that those 2 or 3 person were coming from the same country, and that's actually super interesting. Anyway, basically my customer are awesome. They are super awesome, and yeah, so things are going super great with the shipping and everything. Just the now with the COVID, the delay sometimes is a little bit long. For example, yeah, Bjorn, oh my God, Bjorn, how long did you wait? I think you waited maybe 4 or 5 months because there were no plane. So yeah, that was also very hard for me to have this model ready to be shipped, but no plane to bring it for you, Bjorn. So yeah, Anyway, customers are always super awesome. The only thing that I would say on that, most of my customer, they buy things, and once they bought it, it's kind of goodbye, and that's a little bit sad. I would be very glad and happy to have all my customer, all the person that buy things from me on the Discord, and to give a video to say hello once in a while, and say, yeah, things are going good, I learned that, or whatever. Because most of the people, most of the person that buy from me, they only write me to ask me things, but not just to say hello or to say, okay, I learned that, what do you think, I've maybe composed something and so on. So some people do that, but that's very rare. So that would be very great if all the person that bought things, even if it's a deal, just wear the deal somewhere. And if you went to a party or something, then yeah, I wore the deal for the wedding of my brother or whatever. That would be super awesome to see that the things that I send to the people are actually living somewhere and not just taking dust or something. So yeah, that's I do all that because I love it. I have a lot of feeling for that. So yeah, having a feedback also, not just to ask why the string is making a weird sound or something, just to say hello. For me, that's a little bit of family. So that would be great. So yes. Next one. So Magne. So they also do satsat, if I call it correctly, not only the dance when they play this melody. No, the Bayad Morgol, it's only for Morgol. For satsal, there is another melody. It's not the same. By the way, the Bayad satsal is very close to the Bayad El Kendek. So the next video that we will see, if it's a satsal, that might be the Oriental satsal, because that's maybe one of the most interesting satsal melody that there is. So if we see a satsal, I think the first one that we will see will be the Oriental satsal. So yeah, the Morgol is one thing, the El Kendek is one thing, the satsal is one thing. It's three different things, three different choreography, three different melodies. Because of course the choreography is different. So yeah, basically the El Kendek is very mellow and soft. The satsal got the it's very very energetic. And the Morgol, as you saw, as it's a prayer, it's a little bit more peaceful and a little bit more like stretched melody. So I'm not sure yet which melody we will see in the next live. I think in 2 weeks I will make. The idea was, I'm a little bit late. I recorded the Bayat El Kendek and the Bayat Morgol, but I need to make some little design to post it on YouTube. So I will try. I should post the two to start the ontology playlist that I talked about in the previous live. I should post the Bayat El Kendek and the Bayat Morgol this week in the new playlist, the ontology. And I will most probably record a third one, which I'm not sure which one it will be. And I should post it. I will try to catch up with the lives and all that. So my idea is to post on one Saturday to post the melody. And on the next Saturday, we see it in detail in the live. So basically, you can hear the melody. So there is no, you will not see me play because I record with the microphone and all that. So it's just a picture. So you can hear the melody on the first Saturday. For example, you have a week to kind of try to see how it works, to try to learn it and all that. And then the next weekend, the next Saturday, we will see it in the live. Then you have 1 week to learn the current melody. And then the next Saturday, I post another melody, and then next Saturday we see it in the live, and so on and so on. So I will try to keep up the rhythm to post one melody every 2 weeks, and to make the live related to this melody the week that follows. So I will try to do that, but as you know, I'm super busy, so I might skip 1 week once in a while, maybe. But I will still try. Andreas is asking, do you miss your family in Strasbourg? Actually, my family is not in Strasbourg. My parents, they are in the south of France. And yeah, well, well, we talk a little bit on the chat, and we do video call, so I'm not really missing them that much because we are in touch. But yeah, when I didn't hear from them for a while, like maybe a month or 3 weeks or something, I'll get a little bit worried, and of course I miss them. So usually we chat almost every day, and we make a video call very often, so I manage kind of. And Magne, yeah, Orient Resatzal is so awesome. Yeah, the Orient Resatzal is super, super awesome. That's a great melody. So that might be the next one. I will see, because the Orient Resatzal is a little bit difficult. There is a lot of things going on this, so maybe Rotten Takmo, or well, I will see. If you have a suggestion for the next live, for the next melody, please feel free to share. But still, I would like to keep the level going up gradually, not go from the Bayad to the Joro directly. So yeah, let's see. Anyway, there is just a last question that was coming from Discord, a question from Joakim. So I will read it for you now. I don't know if he came on the live or not. He told me that he had some work. So the question from Joakim: Hey Steve, I'm very new to bowed instruments, and while trying to maintain a slow and steady long tone, I get this kind of scratchy electric sound in the background. Can you show what causes this and what is wrong in my technique? So I will try to give you some insight about that. But yeah, I heard your recording on Discord, and I wasn't exactly sure what you were talking about. So I will now take the motherhood, and I will give you some example of weird sound that can comes on the motherboard, and then I hope that it will be close to what you get, so, and that you will get an answer. I hope. I will try my best. Okay. So about the weird sounds that can come on a motherboard. So as I already talked a little bit into the metaphor, I think it's episode 4 or something like that, holding the bow. The first weird sound that you can get is if you lack rosin on the bow, and if you lack pressure on the hair of the bow. So you would have this kind of sound. So that's a little bit like this kind of sound. So if you have this sound without the note, without the sound of the music, right? Just this, just that, it means that your bow is lacking rosin, mostly that it's lacking rosin, or that you really have not enough pressure on the hair on the bow. Okay, So basically, it's like you're just letting the bow sliding on the string, but you see how the bow is bending like this, okay? So you really need to put pressure. So of course, as I said into the metaphor, when you are close to the frog, to the hand, you don't need to put that much pressure. And as you're coming closer to the tip of the bow, then you need to push more. So basically what's going on, you're very soft and gradually you start to push when it's get close there. And the same when you're going back, it's pressure and gradually releasing the pressure. So that's a first thing that can happen, okay? Now, a second thing, the exact opposite. Let's say you have too much rosin on the bow and you are putting too much pressure. You will have this kind of sound. So this is definitely a scratchy, super cringy, awful sound. Basically, it will mostly come from your hand, your pressure on the hair, because even if you have like crazy a lot of rosin, it should not get to that point. So it really means that you're really pushing too much on the bow and then on the strings. But if you have a lot of rosin, even if you play normally, you will still have this kind of like sound, because too much rosin means there is the grip is like super strong basically. So if that happen, the thing that you can do is to throw your bow like that, like a whip, to kind of try to make the powder of the rosin get out of the bow. But the only thing to do is to bear with it for a while until the excedent of powder will run off the bow. To give you just an insight, I don't know if you know, but I made 99 videos of Urtindo. So the idea was one video every day for 99 days. So it's 3 months. During those 3 months, I'm not even sure that I put rosin on my bow. I think I maybe put maybe 2 or 3 times. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I should have, but yeah, I put maybe 2 or 3 times the rosin on my bow during these 3 months of playing Urtindo every day. Okay, so you don't need to put crazy amount of rosin, especially if you play the traditional way. We tend to put a lot of rosin when we play modern, when we do this kind of staccato, because we need the grip of the rosin to give the bounciness of the bow. But if you play mostly traditionally, you need to put a lot of rosin maybe when your instrument is new, when the strings are super clean, when they don't have rosin at all. You only put a bunch of rosin on the bow, and once you played maybe few days after, you don't need to put that much of rosin on the bow, and never on the strings, because on the strings that gonna damage the string. Okay, so I think that's the second thing. Now, the third thing that might happen, it's actually having bad strings and having the strings being twisted. So I don't have bad strings, so that might be a little bit difficult to reproduce, but I think that might be what you are having. So it means that you will have the sound of the melody, and in the background you will have this kind of going together, kind of. So just to give you an insight, this is a string. So it's like we are watching like that, okay? So when I will do like that. Basically, the string is on the bridge like this. When it's new, when it just got combed and everything is all right and stuff, okay? It's like that. When you are playing with time, maybe this hair will move like this, and maybe this hair will move like that, and maybe, well, I'm not flexible enough, but you get the idea, okay? So what you might want to do is to take the string like that, and you kind of divide it into two equal. So you see I have like three, yeah, I don't know, maybe you see better like that. You divide the string into two that are kind of the same amount of hair. You put your finger and you move up there. So you would have something like that. Then, okay, like that. Then the idea is to move this pack of knots, if like your hair are all crazy, above the bridge. So you just keep pushing. You can release. Okay, I will just put that. Sorry. You can release the string a little bit. Then push until like this spaghetti, all knots and stuff goes above the bridge. So that's another trick that you can do. So really, I don't want to mess up my string, so I will not do that too many times. So basically, you lose the string a little bit. You separate your string in two, like that. You move up. Really good strings. You move up, and sometime you might have a big pack of hair all together. Even you might not even be able to go up there. So it might means that the string got a little bit too twisted. So it might happen when this bread is too far from the bridge, or if you don't have bread at all. Some I saw on Discord some guys, they had string with no bread at all. Or also if this part of the bread is a little bit loose. So that happens sometimes. So that might be another way to fix this weird sound. So let me think, is there is another thing. Well, actually, you can really eventually, if after doing this trick you still have this weird sound, you can take off the string. Well, but no, that's not, well, I will tell you anyway. You can take out the string totally, comb it few times. So it means that maybe the bread was put in the wrong direction. So it start, let's say this is the lower bridge, then gradually move like that, and it was put like that on the upper bridge. Maybe that might be one reason. So you lose the string, the two strings together, not just one. The two strings together, you take that one off, you comb it. So the closer the teeth of your comb, the better, because if it's like that, you will just take few hair. That's not that good. The best is, there is some comb, I think that's for beard, or that's for, I'm not sure, or for some animals or something. Yeah, there is some comb in plastic. They are very soft, but the teeth of the comb are super close. It's like maybe 2 teeth in 1 millimeter or something like that. That's very good to comb the hair, the hair of the strings of the murderer. Then once you combed, you can keep the direction here, put the string back, and that should help. That's kind of the three main things, but you need also to know that this kind of I will take the IKEL because on the IKEL that's more present. Like this kind of like this kind of like sound is very typical to the mudwood, especially on the leather one. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear. I still have it there. I mean, it's very typical of the murderer. But yeah, if it becomes very present that you cannot hear the melody and the music, of course, it means that most probably the string are all twisted together, and instead of vibrating side by side, they're kind of fighting against each other, if I could say, cutting the vibration of each other when the hair are becoming too twisted. So this hair twist is very common because on the bow we are always basically making the hair move from one side to another side. So it usually depends on how the bridge was made, how the breadth of the string was made. Normally with the instrument that I send, there is very low chance that there is issue like that because I always check the instrument. I play it crazy before putting in the package to be sure the bow is fine, the strings are fine, and all that. I violent the instrument a little bit in terms of playing like super strong, lot of accent and playing fast and stuff like that to be sure that the instrument is not freezing, that it's not gonna explode or this kind of thing, because I know there is few things that we can do to put tension on the instrument so it would break. So I do all those things to be sure that when I send the instrument, it's not gonna explode when the person will play it. So, so yeah, that's kind of it about the sound and the bow. And for the bow technique, you can see in the holding the bow episode of Into the Mudhood, there is detail on how to put the bow, how to hold it with the fingers and everything. So I would suggest you to go see that episode because it's gonna be more clear and more explicit than here in the live, because on the episode there is different close-up on the hand and the fingers and everything. So yeah, so I hope that those little piece of information, this little piece of information is gonna be helpful, that it will solve the problem. And if you still have trouble and issues after seeing that and trying this string option and all that, if you still have issues, feel free to get in touch. I don't remember if it was on Facebook or Telegram or Discord, but you're more than welcome to get to me and show me some new videos and stuff so we can fix that together. So that was for Joakim. So is there anything else? That was so metal that almost sounded like that old internet sound. I think I used to have that issue on my previous instrument. So yeah, that might be a string issue. The string might be bad, but if I tested the instrument, there is very low chance because that's something I'm super sensitive about. I actually one time I actually got one time that was so bad. I bought the strings from another person, another maker that I didn't really know that much, but I wanted to try. And the strings were like, oh my god, that was so bad, you know. And actually, when I was playing the first day, the first hour, not even the first day, the first hour, I could hear that the sound was fading out and were replaced by this kind of fart sound, like in as I was playing. It wasn't over time, it was in the day, in 2 days. Like the strings got from having a little bit of sound to a total farting party, right? That was so bad. And actually, I still tried to play to do that trick, and the string exploded, and the tail of the instrument broke the front of my instrument. I was like, oh my god, so bad, so bad. So yeah, that might come from the string, but it was the string I bought were not in nylon. It was horsehair, and horsehair are very difficult to make because they need a special preparation. If they're not prepared well, the hair will break very easily, and if the bread is not perfect, the sound will be super bad. In nylon, that's not that bad because the nylon can extend a little bit, and even if it twists, it's less sensitive. It kind of support or absorb a little bit of the mistake in the breading and all that. But the horsehair, because the horsehair is also more thick than the nylon, so it's a little bit more sensitive. Anyway, that was a little anecdote from how I broke the front of one of my motherboard with bad strings. So yeah, it's been wow, 1 hour 44 minutes. So now for the urtindo practice, that might be a little bit complicated. So if any one of you got one last question for this live, feel free to ask. I will get a little bit of water. Well, 1 hour 45. That was longer than I thought because the Morgol is a little bit easier than the Ilkendik. It's like my super nice. Okay. Well, I think then we're gonna call it a day. So today we saw the Bayad Morgol, the prayer of the Bayad ethnic group. That was super awesome. That was super interesting. I hope that you liked it, that it's gonna help you improve your bow feeling and this new method of making ornament, like the flicking. I learned the word also, the flicking of the string. So I hope that it was interesting, that you learned new, funny and enjoyable melody and techniques. So as usual, feel free to like the video, feel free to like the live if you enjoyed and if you learned a lot of things. If you want to make other people know about what we are doing here, you can share the channel, you can share this live, you can share the blog link to the website. Also, if you are new and you're just joining us today, you can join our community, our very warm, family friendly, sorry, community on Discord. We are almost reaching 300 person. This is super crazy awesome. So feel free to share also the Discord link to the person that might be interested into learning more about the IKEL, about the motherhood, about Mongolian culture in general. And if you want to support this intention, this adventure of sharing the music, sharing the melody, the history, information, knowledge about Mongolia, about the culture. You can support by going on my website, stevemorel.info/contribute. You can make a single donation, you can make a subscription. Everything is super crazy, awesomely helpful to help me keep going and keep sharing. And I think that's it for today. So thanks again for joining, and may the blessing of the eternal blue sky be upon you. Until next time. Bye bye. Ah,